If you're currently relying on just a single paycheck to fund your entire life, well, you're financially vulnerable. Welcome back. Today, we're jumping right in and unpacking a highly actionable blueprint that's designed to permanently change that reality. We're looking at a guide titled How to Create Multiple Income Streams in 2026, a step-by-step guide. And let me tell you, this isn't just about making a few extra bucks on the weekend. We're talking about fundamentally restructuring how the puzzle pieces of your personal finances fit together. We're going to break down the specific mechanics, the psychological shifts, and the precise, actionable steps this guide lays out for achieving true financial diversification.
So I have to ask, are you ready for 2026? I know, it sounds like it's far away, but it's literally right around the corner. The core premise of the guide we're examining today asks us to pause, take a breath, and rigorously audit our current income strategy. Seriously, is it future-proofed? Because we're living in this era of rapid economic disruption, wild corporate restructuring, and massive technological shifts. If the landscape shifts dramatically over the next couple of years, which it probably will, is your one single source of income going to be enough to keep you afloat? That's the fundamental hook of our source material here. It's challenging us to stop just reacting to the present economy and start actively architecting our near future. Okay, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We've got 5 clear stops. 1, the vision for 2026. 2, defining multiple income streams. 3, the step-by-step process. 4, executing your financial plan. And finally, number 5, looking ahead. Let's start right at the top. Section 1, the vision for 2026 and preparing for the near future. You know what's truly interesting about this guide? It's the explicit target date. The text doesn't say someday, and it doesn't say in the next decade. It targets exactly 2026. And there's an immense amount of psychological intentionality embedded in choosing a specific year like that. By framing 2026 as the exact destination, the guide completely transforms a vague, floating financial dream into a concrete, actionable deadline. It's telling us, hey, this is a reality we are actively building toward today, and that requires absolute focus and a deep sense of urgency. Because let's be real, a goal without a timeline is just a wish, but 2026? That is a firm target. And getting to that target requires a strict chronological progression. The work has to start right now. The strategy actually breaks down into 3 distinct phases. Today is your assessment phase. You absolutely cannot chart a course until you know your starting coordinates, right? Then, next year becomes your active building phase. This is where the heavy lifting really happens. We're talking about grinding out the foundation of a secondary income, setting up the necessary systems, and pushing through that initial friction you always get with a new venture. Finally, 2026 is the realization phase. That's the year those multiple streams are finally active, optimized, and flowing simultaneously. It's a structured marathon, you guys, not a sprint. Moving on to Section 2, defining multiple income streams and exactly what it means for you. All right, before we get to the actual how, we definitively need to understand the what. The central concept here is generating revenue from several different sources simultaneously, entirely moving away from relying on just one paycheck. And guys, this is a massive paradigm shift. To be super clear, it's not about working 3 different minimum wage jobs until you completely burn out. No way. It's about engineering different vehicles of revenue that operate concurrently. You're basically detaching your earning potential from that strict 40-hour workweek limitation. You're shifting from trading time directly for money to building systems that generate resources completely independently of one another. Think about the traditional single income model like a solitary pipe bringing water to your house. It's the path most of us were taught to take, but honestly, it's inherently fragile. If that one single pipe freezes, breaks, or gets shut off by someone else, your entire ecosystem fails immediately. A multiple stream model, on the other hand, operates way more like a deeply rooted tree drawing water from various underground sources. It's future-focused and profoundly resilient. If one specific source faces a drought, let's say there's a downturn in a particular industry or you lose a big client, well, the other roots just keep drawing nourishment, seamlessly sustaining your overall financial well-being. So in a fully realized ecosystem by 2026, your income isn't just this one big monolith. Imagine a pie chart that represents your total revenue. Instead of a single solid circle representing just one employer, that pie is strategically split up. You might have your primary income acting as the stable foundation, maybe taking up, say, 50% of the pie. But crucially, that foundation is supported by a secondary venture taking up 30%, and then further bolstered by a 20% slice of pure passive revenue from things like investments or digital products. This diversified breakdown is literally the ultimate defense against economic shock. It's exactly the destination this guide is pushing us toward. Okay, let's get into the mechanics. Section 3, the step-by-step process and the guide's core methodology. Any robust methodology starts with some pretty brutal self-awareness. Step 1 is to assess your current income. And this goes way deeper than just quickly checking your bank balance on your phone. The guide demands you thoroughly audit your cash flow, understand your fixed expenses, and honestly gauge the actual stability of your primary job. Once you have that solid baseline, then you unlock step 2, identify new stream opportunities. This is the critical research phase. You really have to aggressively analyze the market for gaps that uniquely match your existing skills, your available upfront capital, and your free time. Ask yourself, what friction can I remove for other people? Or what specialized knowledge do I already possess that can be monetized outside of my 9-to-5? Then, once you've pinpointed that perfect opportunity, the logical sequence demands immediate action. Step 3 is where you actually build the secondary stream. Now, this takes the most raw effort. You're turning a theoretical idea into actual flowing revenue. It takes work. But the real magic of this whole methodology, that happens in step 4, scale and diversify. Think about it. You've already proven you can create one additional stream. Now you just apply those exact same lessons to optimize it. You automate the processes, you reinvest the initial profits right back into the secondary stream to fuel its growth. And once it's running smoothly, boom, you free up your time to launch stream number 3. It just becomes this continuous compounding loop of wealth generation.
All right, section 4, executing your financial plan and moving from theory to action.
Taking this methodology off the page and actually putting it into your daily life requires a massive psychological shift. Notice how the guide's title deliberately uses the word create? That's a very active, dynamic verb. Passive reading, bookmarking cool articles, listening to explainers like this one, none of that is going to magically transport you to a diversified 2026. The essential execution elements for success are super straightforward, but they do require relentless discipline. You must aggressively focus on creation over consumption. You have to rigorously follow the prescribed step-by-step methodology without skipping the hard parts. And above all else, you have to commit unflinchingly to that 2026 timeline and actually let it dictate your daily habits.
Because look, if you remain perpetually stuck in the planning phase, just paralyzed by analysis and maintaining only a single stream of income, your financial state remains dangerously fragile. It's pure theory and nothing actually changes. But the precise moment you pivot into the action phase and begin constructing that secondary stream, everything shifts. You mathematically transition from a vulnerable worker into a resilient earner. The transition from one stream to multiple streams isn't unlocked by finding the perfect idea. It is entirely unlocked by taking imperfect, continuous action. Action is literally the only required variable to change your financial state.
Which brings us to our final stop, Section 5, looking ahead and your 2026 reality. Let's revisit the exact source text we started with today. How to create multiple income streams in 2026, a step-by-step guide. It's a short phrase, sure, but as we've unpacked today, it is absolutely packed with architectural logic. It provides the what? Multiple concurrent income streams that detach your earning from your time. It provides the when, a hard, fast deadline of 2026. And it promises the how, a compounding step-by-step framework of assessing, identifying, building, and scaling. It truly serves as an incredibly empowering mission statement for anyone who is actually willing to put in the work.
And I want to anchor you one last time on this specific target, 2026. It is not some abstract concept floating out in the distant ether. It's just a few short terms of the calendar away. Building resilient, self-sustaining revenue streams takes significant time, trial, and a whole lot of error. That's exactly why the deadline is set where it is and why the foundation must be poured today. By establishing this number firmly in your mind, you automatically begin to align your daily choices, your weekend hours, and your energy with that overarching, completely life-changing deadline. So I'll leave you with this. Are you ready to take the very first step today to secure your 2026? Will 2026 be just another year you merely survive on a single fragile paycheck, crossing your fingers that the economic pipes don't freeze? Or will it be the year you finally achieve unshakable financial resilience? The roadmap is clear. The blueprint is right there in your hands. Now, it's time.